This video will help you step-by-step guide to approach the exam paper. The focus of this one is the higher paper, and it is the Section A reading questions. When you first sit down in the exam, you want to make sure that you read all the sources first. You are given 15 minutes to do so, so make sure you use the full 15 minutes for this. As you read each source, you want to annotate and tap as you go. Pay particular attention to identify language features and how these are used for effect. Remember, source 3 will always be used for the comparison question for question 4. Please make sure that you are definitely identifying language devices in this source. Traditionally, you've always been taught to answer the question from the beginning to the end. However, a more useful approach could be to answer questions 6, 5, 4, and then 1, 2, 3. The reason behind this is because question 6 is worth the most amount of marks on the paper, and then 5 and 4 are both worth 16 marks. You want to make sure that these questions are completed first, as if you do run out of time, you don't want to lose more marks. Question 1. This is known as the retrieval question. Once you have read all the sources, you want to then go back to the question 1 and think, what is actually being asked for me from this source? What you need to show is an understanding of either experiences or issues that are shown in the actual source. To do this, and to reach a band 4 and be perceptive and detailed, you need to make sure that you've shown that evidence of the text is fully understood. You will do this by selecting appropriate quotations. Think about how you would answer the question in your own words, and then find the appropriate quotation to support this. To achieve band 3, you need to be clear and relevant. Again, you need to show that the evidence of the text is understood. You do this again by selecting relevant quotations. Try and make connections between the points that you make. Remember the purpose of the actual article. That will always be the same, and therefore you want to make sure that you are finding the purpose first and linking each of your issues that you have found to that purpose. This will ensure that you have a seamless response. Example of source 1 is on the screen in front of you. This is taken from the November 2012 higher paper. This article is about homelessness and Sophie Haydock's experience of spending a night on the streets in aid of a homeless charity. What you want to think about is what information you're going to find from this text and where you will find it. Spend a moment now reading through this article, and in the first paragraph, think what would be a good quote to use. Once you have found that quote that explains Sophie Haydock's experience, you want to find it somewhere else in the article and link it to that one. Spend some time now doing so. Go back to the previous mark scheme and think, how do I create a perceptive response?